Hello, everyone, and welcome again. I'm here speaking with Fay Warne today, who is the lead host of Ladies Who Latte in Sevenoaks. And I'm here to ask her some questions about business networking. So, if you have a business and you have not been to a network at all, or you've been to perhaps a mismatch, the wrong kind of network for you, I've asked Faye to come along today and tell us a little bit about networking in a latte group, which is quite specific, and it's a national company. And also her network experience as a leader, in case you're thinking of setting up one. And I'm also going to ask Faye to share with us what she does. So it's going to be a fascinating discussion. Let's say hello to Faye. Morning, Faye.
Hi, how you doing? Thanks for
Fine. I've had
having me.
a lovely morning so far. It's quite bright and sunny. Okay, so Faye, tell us, how did you get into networking and setting up a network, and why did you choose Ladies Who Latte?
Well, I've been members of different networking groups for quite a long time. Recently, when I say recently, about 5, 6 years ago, relocated down to Sevenoaks. So I didn't really know very many people down here. And then I kind of changed what I was doing and how I was doing things. And I just really wanted to kind of connect with the community, my new community, and I generally find joining groups and networking groups, friendship groups,
Mm.
community projects is a great way to just kind of meet people and kind of get out there. I'm a northerner, so I'm kind of social by nature. And yeah, so I just stumbled across it on Facebook. And then the current leader who wanted to step down, and they were looking for somebody to run it. And I was like, oh no, I've only just joined the group and I'm gonna lose it because nobody else wanted to do it.
Mm.
And this person needed to step down. They'd been doing it for quite a few years and they needed to focus on their business. So I kind of said to them, if nobody else would do it, I'll do it. Um, Thinking, oh, if I'll just get the ball rolling, just show some interest and maybe somebody else will step up. But nobody did. So I ended up having a conversation with that person and then taking it over. And I kind of tried to keep things as they were. The only thing I kind of changed off the bat was where the meeting was. And I did that for a couple of reasons. Was the place where it was a pub, and although they serve coffee and stuff like that, I think sometimes the pub environment is not always kind of the best place to network. Just from my experience, it has a different vibe. And also at the time I wasn't driving. I'm 51. I've only just passed my driving test. I'm just coming
Oh,
up to
well
my
done.
year anniversary in a couple of weeks. I know. And so I wanted to pick somewhere that was in walking distance of my house. I know, very selfishly. So I kind of moved it, and I also moved it to a woman-owned business, because the Ladies at Lattes, is specifically uh, for women or femme people who are in business, so femme-owned businesses. So and obviously I'd rather support a local women-owned business than a kind of a national company,
Mm.
kind of putting money back in. It's about putting that money back into community
Yeah,
rather than into stakeholders' pockets.
yeah.
So yeah, and everybody was quite happy with the move. It's a really nice little cafe. It's a really nice vibe. Um, has great cakes. They do quite a lot of events in the evenings as well. So again, there's lots of networking there. I also run a social networking group, and we do actually go to quite a lot of the events at that venue as well, because it's just a really nice chill vibe. And yeah, it's
Mm.
and I think thing that's different about Ladies That Latte to a lot of other networking group is it's gentle marketing, gentle networking rather than that kind of hard sell that you get with a lot of networking groups where they meet really early in the morning. I think I said to you earlier, I'm really not a morning person. So, early starts are not the one for me. My brain just doesn't get working until about 10 o'clock.
Nice
So
breakfast,
the
heavy
7 or 8 o'clock
breakfast.
one,
Yeah,
I
the thing
mean,
with
my
those
brain's,
morning ones, well, the thing with
yeah,
the
I,
early morning ones is if for men and women, if you're not ready to eat at that time of morning, you're paying for food that you're not going to eat. And
yeah.
I see people tucking into fry ups, and then they go to another network later on in the afternoon, and usually they
I
can't
have
afford
lots of
me.
fun. But to be honest, one of the first things I do when I get up is eat. So, I couldn't go to a meeting on an empty stomach. I need to have something to eat to get my kind
Mm.
of my
Yeah.
brain working. And I think a lot of time with those kind of networking groups as well. I mean, they work great for people. Some pe
Mm.
people, it, it's a really good match for them.
Mm.
Um,
So it
but
does
they you
depend on
kind of
the
you get
business, the type of
yeah.
business.
I think
I mean,
and the type of
female-run
person.
businesses are often quite different, aren't they?
Yeah,
Although I obviously when you go to a network, you do get people into insurance and the financial aspects of business, etc. So, what's the general demographic of your latte? What kind of businesses do you attract?
it's more personal services. That sounds really dodgy, doesn't I don't mean it like that. So we have a lot of therapists um in lots of guises. I'm a sports massage therapist. We have another massage therapist in our group. We've got somebody that offers photography services, psychotherapy, counseling, marriage therapy, trauma therapy. We even had a womb therapist, and yeah, so a lot of that, and then also a lot of people who do um kind of franchised cosmetic companies. We have quite a few ladies that do those as well. Which this kind of, as I said, this kind of gentle networking works great for them because if on any group somebody's like, oh, I want this kind of make of makeup. Does anybody know anybody? Because we generally will have somebody in our group that sells that brand. We're like, oh, straight away
Mm.
everybody's commenting on it, so it's
Mm.
great for that. Where um so that's why it's gentle. We kind of wait for people to ask for leads, and then we offer our our
So
network
how does
to
a
them, where
network
I think
run? How do you run when you walk in the door? Is there a meet and greet for people who come that are new? And how what's the process?
we normally have we I book the big table in the in the cafe, and we have a reserved sign on it, and everybody comes in. I try to get there before everybody else. Um, Sometimes I'm not always the first person there. So then I sit down and I get my coffee, and then as people come in, they're kind of like looking around, so I can wave, say hello. Then they get a coffee and they sit down, and then we just kind of chat until everybody we think is going to be joining us joins us. And then we generally go round the table saying who, especially if there's new people. It's slightly different if there's people, everybody kind of knows what we're doing, who we are. We kind of go round the table, say who we are, what we do, uh, is there anything new that we're doing at the moment, or what kind of things we're looking to expand,
Mhm.
um, and just kind of like update everybody of what we're doing. Sometimes people are having difficulties or have some concerns, and people we kind of give advice and guidance. Maybe people who are a little bit more experienced, we maybe refer people because we have a lot of people that do things in the group that that might help them. Um, we've got one person called Barbara, Barbara in the group, who loves she writes everything down. She's very much a note taker. So when people are talking, she's writing everybody's names and what they do. But sometimes if people are kind of not sure what they do, she starts writing a little action plan and then she kind of slides it across the table and kind of goes, there's your little action plan. This is what you need to have done by next week. And we
Sounds
have a
good.
kind of a little bit of a kind of gentle
Yeah.
accountability.
Uh-huh.
So if,
And
for
how long
example,
does
we
this
have one
last? How long do your groups
now,
last,
only
session?
an hour and a half, about
Right.
normally about an hour and a half. But yeah, with the gentle accountability, it's not kind of like if you haven't done it, you'll get but we try to remember what somebody said that they need to do, and we just kind of check in and make sure they do it. We had one person who's really rubbish at writing their invoices.
Uh-huh.
And for example, I purchased something off them and they hadn't given me an invoice. And I'm like, why, how are you not writing your invoices, and kind of making sure that that's something that they do and push forward. So as I
Do
say,
you
it's
think
more gentle.
yeah, do you think that kind of networking is ideal for a beginner, a new startup, somebody who's not been in
I think
business
it's
before?
yeah, I think so. Um, especially when you're first getting on your feet. But I think it's particularly good for people who are kind of um maybe it's a side project rather than
Oh,
their main income.
mhm.
Um, so it's not because we have no expectations or demands on people. Where I think we spoke earlier about a lot of groups, they'll have you have to give 5 referrals. Everybody needs to receive so many referrals. You need to pass them on, and they have kind of these set very hard parameters, and then they have like a minute or 2 minutes to do their sales pitch, and it's very fast paced, and it can be very overwhelming. I find it very overwhelming. Um, where our group is kind of a little bit more as people are finding their feet. And also I think people who are introverted and aren't very people facing, maybe their service or their business is more one-to-one based, and kind of groups or crowds of people can be a little bit too much for them. Our little group is is nice in that way. And
Mm.
sometimes it's just nice to meet up if your business is very at home and you're only on a daily basis, you're only seeing either your immediate family and your customers face to face. It's actually really nice to step out of that, and because you don't have colleagues, so it's kind of you're kind of making a pseudo
Mm.
colleague network of people that you can like just kind of touch base with.
Mm.
So
Sounds very nurturing.
yeah, I think, well, that's what I hope. We also have a Facebook group which can has it kind of ups and downs of how busy it is. Um, but within that group as well, we kind of chat to each other, share what we're doing, let people know if there's new projects or things that we're trying to promote, people asking questions. I really and that at the moment that's the side of it that I'm trying to revive a little bit, because I think since as you come into the Christmas period, everybody kind of gets very laser focused on Christmas.
Yeah.
And then January can comes and everybody's really busy with work. I think now, you know, now people kind of then kind of look a little bit more external rather than kind of the internal
Yeah.
in February. So
Mm.
that's my plan going forward
Yeah.
in February, is
So
to
tell
try to
us,
kind of get.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think that's very true about women in particular because we do get sidelined by Christmas. But it's the nature of the winter, isn't it, that it's sluggish. So,
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about what you do then? What do you bring to the group? And
Well, my background's actually dance. So, my degree's in dance. I've taught dance for over 30 years. When I was in Manchester, I owned a dance studio. And then when I moved down here, I still continue to be a freelance dance teacher. And I
Mhm.
work for quite a few different agencies doing anything from after school clubs to mature movers to hen parties to kids parties. I run some dance classes for myself as well. I'm doing line dancing at the moment, which is really
I saw
popular.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really
good.
popular.
Sounds like a
And
little
my
fun.
little, sorry, say that again.
It sounded like fun.
Yeah, it's lots of fun, and that my little group's growing. Is really, especially this year, it's really growing. Every week we have a few new people, so it's lovely. Um, but the side of the business that I want to start growing more down here is my sports massage therapy business, which is a mobile service. And as I said, I've only just learnt to drive,
You
so
need
it's
that
kind of
then.
very much in its early. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's still in its kind of that's kind of a newer kind of side of the business. For the networking, that's really what I'm focused on is trying to grow that side of my business.
Mm. So, what plans do you have for the network then, and how can you um, expand that? What would you like for to happen for the network?
I'd like the network to start seeing itself more as a um, an information resource rather than just a advertising stream. I think, especially on social media, it's very easy to put an advert out and then click all your groups and just send out the same message out. And all the trends in social media are at the moment are more about personal narrative, about connecting to who is actually reading uh, your your information. So kind of tailoring their pitch more
Mm.
to the group. Um, and I always want I kind of move people. I think we touched on that when you said that since COVID, people are kind of reluctant to network, kind of move people from the actual Facebook group into actual physical meetings because I think that's where connections are made and relationships can develop in a more natural and meaningful way, you
Mm.
know, because the women that come to the meeting regularly, you have more an affinity with, and we even kind of go round to each other's houses, um, help each other. For example, one of the ladies who sells makeup, um, she was doing a qualification within that brand, and so
Yeah,
she needed guinea pigs, and her guinea
yeah,
pigs were all ladies from ladies that latte. So
yeah.
that kind of network, and then obviously we share that on our Facebook pages and our stuff that we've done that and so that's kind of an organic kind of networking through rather
Mm.
than just kind of joining a group and then putting ads up and expecting other people just to blindly
Mm.
pass them on.
Mm.
It's kind of you need to make those connections, don't you? So
Mm. Yeah. And so, what do you need to grow your business then? Can we help you? Can you put a shout out here? Obviously, it's time sensitive because
well, if you're in the Sevenoaks area, yeah, if you're in the Sevenoaks area, kind of, and the outlying villages as well, and you want to pamper yourself, or you have an injury, soft tissue injury, or an ache or a pain. Valentine's is coming up. I can do partner massages as well, because as I said, within my networking group, I've got another massage therapist. So we can bring two couches and two therapists, and we do a couples massage. So yeah, just get in touch.
Okay, so all your information will be in the comments below, but can you just give us a shout
Yeah,
out on your website, or how can people
yeah,
contact
it
you
is.
for
It's
your business?
OmbiFit Sevenoaks.
OmniFit Seven Oaks. Is that a dot
Yeah,
com? Or,
.co.uk.
okay. And do you have
And my
any?
massage business is called Relax, Revive and Recover, and it's just a page on my OmbiFit,
Okay.
which has because I do fitness and personal training, things like that. But
Right. And what about the network? How do people contact you to join the network?
we have
What's the
yeah
criteria?
we have a Facebook group. You can email me at onbefit7oaks if you want to speak to me before you join the group, or you can just find the group by uh, searching in Facebook. Seven Oaks Ladies at Latte, or just Ladies at Latte, because there's groups all over the place. We've got absolute loads in Kent alone, and then there's obviously ones all over the country as well. So yeah, join
So
that
it
group.
is a national organisation, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's run by Billy and Mary, who set it up, I think, in the 80s.
Yes.
And so they do have a criteria that we all have to kind of adhere to. So and so it's kind of small businesses, women owned. Um, so yeah, that's
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so
yeah.
it's probably best if people contact you first. Um,
Yeah, that's fine.
um, well, that's lovely then, Faye, and everybody can contact you. They know where to get this. Is in the comments below
Yeah.
again in the descriptor of.
Ladies at Latte have a website as well. So if you Google Ladies at Latte, you find, and then they have on there the list of all the meetings, all the locations, all the contact details of the different leaders. I think you can even join. They have a newsletter as well that you can sign up to. Yeah, so and it's just, I think they've got a blog as well.
Yes, I know also that when I was in Cornwall, I popped into the Cornwall latte down there. So when you do know, if you are a traveller or you've got family in other places that you visit, you can pop into other organisations and lattes. And as I said
Yeah,
before,
we kind of encourage that little crossover because the more you cross over, the more connections are made. So I'm in most of the latte groups that are around Sevenoaks in their Facebook groups,
yeah.
um, and a few of the people from other groups they kind of come to our meetings
Oh,
occasionally as well. So it's
do you
great.
have speakers in your groups? Do you have
Uh,
invite speakers in?
n no. We
No.
haven't. We haven't so far. But I did trial last year having evening meetings as well because of a lot of our ladies can't come to the daytime meetings. So that's something I'm looking to maybe do this year. And we perhaps might do some speakers as well.
Yeah, well, there's room for expansion. I think it is very much catering it towards the group that you've got. So thank you very much then, Faye. It's lovely to meet you and to share your business with us. And anybody in the Seven Oaks area, obviously do contact Faye. And if you're thinking of expanding your business, then do consider it. If you're not in this area and you are visiting for any reason or passing through, do pop in and connect with other latte meetings. So networking is a great way to spread your business and to advance your goals and to get it out there. I know that phrase, I hate that phrase, get my business out there. But so I hope you have enjoyed this. Thank you very much then, Faye. We'll see you again soon.
Bye now. Thanks for having me.
Brilliant. Thank you. Bye everyone. See you soon.